Greetings and welcome to Comic Book Talk with Friends. This your boy LR. Thank you for coming through. I know it's football Monday, Monday Night Football, but I do appreciate you guys being here with me tonight. So I do thank you for that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting talk tonight. It's going to be a great discussion tonight because we are in post Hawkeye land for Disney Plus. So we wanted to actually kind of, just touch some bases, get with a couple of individuals, and just have a chat. So, let's bring the usual suspects in as always. What's going on with you guys tonight, man?
What's up,
What's
man?
good? What's good?
Hey,
What is up with y'all tonight? Yes, this is going to be a great one. I'm so glad to have everybody here. Again, yeah, it's football, but hey, for this group, it is what it is. We talking comics
Foosball.
tonight, so it doesn't matter. My team ain't playing, so I don't really have to worry about it. But anyway, yes, we have. This is going to be basically a very spectacular Thanksgiving. Now, I know a lot of you, some of you will basically be up first thing well, no, Wednesday morning, ready for this show to kick off. I know I will, definitely. Even though it's like Thanksgiving Eve and everybody's going to be cooking and getting everything ready to go for Thursday and all that good stuff.
I already started my
But
turkey today.
exactly, see, started the turkey today. Everybody's already starting. So come on, man, we might as well just get it going. But anyway, what's going on, people? Again, tonight's discussion is none other than Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. So it's the history of those two characters, amongst others. You've probably already, basically gotten some information. You already know about Hawkeye, but we just decided to do a recap. Considering the simple show is coming up, just history of the character, where he came from, his background, some characters that he was actually affiliated. One character that he was affiliated with that I hope somehow shows up in the MCU because I love her as a character. And it was somebody he was closely related with, and the love of his life. So we'll kind of get there in a little bit. Vinny, what's going on with you today, bro? How was your day, man?
What's good, brother? Long day. I'm ready to decompress and talk comics instead of at work. So I'm excited for the show tonight. Man, I'm ready for my winter break. I was telling you a little bit about it before we
Yeah,
started rolling, and
yeah,
so I'm anxious. I know that man, like end of November going into December. I was talking with
yeah,
my sister the other day about it. It's like every time you think you got all the shows that are coming out that you have lined up, like, oh, we got, oh yeah, this is coming out too. Oh yeah, that's coming out too. It's
yeah,
so much TV and movies coming out in December. Is wild. Like, I feel like I didn't watch a whole lot of TV this in movies this year. Like, maybe the Disney Plus stuff, but other than that, not much. But this end of the year is just packed. It's like they
yeah,
backloaded everything because I
yeah.
don't know if maybe because of Rona or what, but everything seems to be going on right now at the end of the year. So I'm excited for the holidays and plenty of stuff to fill the time during them.
Yeah, bro. It's the holidays are coming. We get a chance to relax with family and friends, and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. We ain't got to worry about all the drama and the hoopla. We could just lay back and just have a good time.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
uh, my man Joey, what's going on with you, bro? How you doing, man?
tired as hell. I'm gonna hear it from Tobor in the chat. He knows that I pulled an all-nighter. So, um, had a presentation with AMD this morning, and I
Yeah.
accidentally shipped my iPad, and so I had to
Ooh.
buy one and sketch all weekend for the presentation this morning. So,
Ooh.
no sleep.
So I mean, but let me ask you a question. Was it worth it? Was it successful?
Oh yeah, I crushed.
There
You
you go.
crushed it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
I
cr-
crushed.
see, see, there you go. I mean, that is,
Yeah.
and maybe
I
like I
like
said,
that. There was zero hesitation. He's like, "Oh, I
yeah,
crushed it."
I
I like
crushed it.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's what it's about, right? Crush it. Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean?
Diamonds under pressure, baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely, man.
And then I
So
can return the iPad when mine gets here.
right, you don't have to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep it in hand, bro. That's what it's
Hmm.
all about. I dig that. I dig that. Definitely, I dig that, man. But yeah, my man, butt naked assassin, bro. What's been going on with you, man?
Not much, man. I just, like I said, I already started my Thanksgiving bird. I took the turkey out and started doing a dry brine today. So I
Yeah.
go for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I got this bad boy in today. I know you did too.
Yeah, I
Been
actually
waiting
did.
a long
He's
time.
still in the box because I had to finish my take your position with Gwen, so he's next.
Legit good figure. Really, really liking. Nice quality, nice build. Everything looks great about it.
Yeah,
Like I said, I messaged you earlier though. As much as I love it, I was a little confused at why it took so long. Just because when you look at it, it's a very, very simple design. It's very, very
Yeah.
basic construction. They did a great job,
yeah.
but I don't understand why it took them so
Why
long
it
to
took
get
as
that
long
one
as
out.
to get it here? Yeah,
Because it's not a complex kind of thing engineering wise.
yeah,
I'm curious to when you take a look at it, what you think of the way they do the batteries in his weapons, because
yeah.
it's a different type of battery than anything that Hot Toys
Has
typically
ever done
uses.
before. Is it effective?
Easy to install, not a problem. Like because like those little round batteries are always a pain in the ass to get in, like in the
Yeah,
Hot Toys and stuff.
yeah,
Very easy to install. I have no idea how long they're going to last, but
yeah.
the brightness is pretty good on them.
Okay.
Oh, the batons light up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
yeah, they're pretty cool to use. I definitely dig it.
Mhm.
So yeah, pretty much just doing that. Open that up today,
Okay.
and then just kind of post production on a bunch of different projects and stuff, getting through those.
Gotcha.
So I can kind of relax for the 3 or 4 days of the
Yeah.
holiday weekend. But that's about it. I'm psyched for Hawkeye on Wednesday though.
Yeah.
I already said my kids have the day off. My wife doesn't, but she's got like a half day. But she's taking an Uber into work because the first thing I'm doing on Wednesday morning is watching Hawkeye.
Now, do you normally take her to work?
Oh yeah,
But you
I
just
drive. I drive my wife. So my wife's a teacher, so I drive, and my kids, because of the age difference, they're at different schools. So we make 3 stops every morning. So it's like
Yeah.
even if I don't have like a big work day or anything, if I could sleep in, I can't because I take one kid to school, then drop the other kid off at school, and then drop my wife off at a third one. Um, but since my kids have it off on Wednesday and my
Yeah.
wife's school, for whatever reason, decided to do a half day, they're home. They'll sleep in. My wife will take an Uber. I don't have to get up and get dressed and drive them or anything. I can just watch Hawkeye.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess it's a bonus for you.
And she's okay with it too. She's not like I'm not getting in hot water for it. She's like totally cool with it. So
She's fine with the overlay with her having to go in.
I think she's less. I think she would be less okay with. She's cool, so she would be cool with it regardless. But I think she'd be maybe a little less okay with it if it weren't for the fact that my kids have the day off.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, well, all right, we're gonna wake up my kids on the day that they don't have to get up to go to school at the same time they normally would, just to drive my wife to school and then come back. Like that'd be kind of mean to the kids, So
Yeah.
it kind of benefits me in that way, but she'd be cool with it anyway.
So she's straight with it. You don't have to worry about nothing. As long as she's in agreement. I mean, I
Her only thing is that I have to rewatch it with her again later, which I'm like, okay, like that's not that's not a hard sell. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, you're here. Hawkeye's coming. Everybody's happy. So, man, it's gonna be a great discussion tonight, bro. I definitely can't wait on it. But before we do that, and actually no, before I actually mention this, let me actually address the chat as always, because we want to make sure that we do that. We got Brandon Young in the building. Thank you for coming through. We have the Dakinator, Lynch Design. We got 78 Vineyard is in the building. Vinny, my man. Let's see here. S Beam, Tobar, Bob Dylan. We got Derek Sandoval. Let's see here. We got Mike Fiala is in the building. Daryl Smith Jr. is in the building. Thank you for coming through. We got the love of my life. Latoya T is in the building. Thank you, baby, for coming through as always. We got Jonathan Aquino is in the building.
Yeah,
What
Johnny,
is going on?
Johnny in the house.
Johnny is in the house. Thank you for coming through, bro. That's my man, Johnny aka Fozzie Bear is in the building. Who else we got? We got Max Geetham is in the building. Let's see here. Bob Dylan is always in the building. Tobar, thank you for coming through. We have Linda here. Let's see who else we actually have. We have Blitz 0065. We had William Owens in the building. We got Laura Quiles in the building. Let's see who else we got here. Quite a few. What's that? Collector Levels in the building. Thank you for coming through. Let's see here. I said Max geeked them already. You know, I just got to say it twice. William Owens is in the building. Let's see here. We got Iron Logan. My man Iron Logan's in the building. Thank you for coming through, man. As always, let's see who else we got coming in here. Man, quite a few. Eduardo Olvero is in the building. Thank you for coming through, my man. Funky Code Santa is always a pleasure having you here. We have the Ben Cave in the building. Thank you for coming through, my man. Let's see who else we got. The Malachi Mabane. My man Malachi is in the building. Thank you, my bro, coming through here as always. We got KG the Collector, aka KG Chalamet. Get that money. Get that money. 10%. You already know what time it is, man. And we got He, She, We Big Boobs.
Yo, you know what's funny about KG? The funny thing about KG is that Pete Davidson video with him doing the Yeats skirt SNL skit.
Yeah.
It's like people who watch Dune just realize that was him in there with Pete.
Yeah.
And it's like everywhere. Like every other video on social media is people posting that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Wow.
He gotta get that tattoo on his cheek.
KG Chalamet. We gotta make sure he gets it, man. Always. But yeah, it's gonna be a dope, interesting night. But before we kind of jump into the Hawkeye discussion, I want to jump into something else because I was truly super duper excited about this. And once I saw it, I was like, wow, they are really doing it. And I didn't think they would. But then again, for this company, I was like, I don't expect anything less. Wow, bro. We are getting the classic Trickster, a.k.a. the classic Loki suit.
Glorious.
Glorious.
Dude, that sculpt is, wow.
It's incredible, bro. Like this
Pretty
piece, and this is
legit.
from So Toys, unlicensed company, but man, I don't care. This piece is phenomenal. I mean, literally phenomenal. If you're a comic book fan, if you know anything about Loki, this suit right here
is the one.
Is the one. It is definitely the one. Comic accurate to a T. We also got the Loki Gator there as well.
Dude, that was brilliant accessory wise to give the gator and the frog. Like that's
I wish they would have actually gave us the throne, but that's not. We're not going to have that. It would have been lovely if we would have got it, but they're not going to put that out.
Oh, that would have been sick.
Yeah, I love the effects. I love the secondary head sculpt that comes with it. It's brilliant. This piece, I mean, literally, man, like I've been salivating all over this because, and look what else comes with it, bro.
Oh, no doubt.
the frog, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look what else comes with it, bro. That's worth the price of admission right there, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's worth the price of admission right there. Like to get that and to know that we're getting it, man. I mean, this piece is going to be phenomenal. Like I said, So Toys, they're stepping in and saying, look, you know what I mean? I know there's licensed companies, but us as an unlicensed company, we are doing the damn thing. I'm gonna start with you, Joe. When you saw this, what did you think about it, man?
Dude, it's really changing my mind on third-party figures.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially Soso's been doing such a great job lately. But look at everything that you get with this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and look at the faces.
Yeah.
Amazing. And anybody that's a comic book geek, this is it right here. I mean, this is the Loki to get.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's definitely the Loki to get, man.
I'm in on this for sure.
Definitely. My man, Butt Naked, Real Riley, what you think about this piece when you saw it, man?
Man, I literally laughed out loud because I just the sight of that suit and the fact that we're gonna get, because we knew Hot Toys wasn't gonna do it, but when I saw this, and I laughed in a good way. Like I saw this, I was like, oh man, this is just, it's so vintage comics. Like it just brings you back to the old days of man, when that was the costume. So that was great. And yeah, like Joe said, people are really starting to open their eyes to third-party companies right now, which obviously is annoying to some companies out there. But the truth of the matter is, they're earning it. They're earning that attention by putting out stuff like this. And when you think about it, Hot Toys, we've talked about it before. Hot Toys started out as an unlicensed third-party company, right? Hot Toys, So-So Toys has only been, I think, less than 10 years.
Yeah,
like
they've
probably
only been
more
there for
like
a few years.
5 maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
But when you look at, like, Hot Toys started out as a third-party unlicensed company. They were making unlicensed stuff, and then they were doing a good job, so then they started getting those licenses. So-So Toys is putting out higher quality products right now than Hot Toys was when they were third-party unlicensed.
Yeah.
And what earned them the licenses.
Yep.
So now this is putting out, I mean, like, I'm not saying that Hot Toys is in danger of losing, some major licenses.
No.
But I think a lot of maybe those kind of like one-off movies and shows and stuff like that Hot Toys used to do more of, that they're not doing as much, like the Godfathers and stuff like that, that more of those properties might have those licenses land with, a So-So or something like that. And then maybe at some point, something like DC that is clearly not as valuable to Hot Toys as Marvel or Star Wars might maybe not be taken away from Hot Toys, but maybe it's not an exclusive anymore. Maybe it's multiple companies can, we're going to license these characters to you and see what you can do, So-So Toys or something like that. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know when it would happen, but stuff like this makes that something that makes it very real that could happen. So I love it.
Yeah, definitely. My man Vin. Now I know you won't. You haven't jumped in the 6-scale arena yet.
It's getting harder, isn't it? Though?
It's shit like this is what definitely is appealing. Like that's that old school like that was my favorite part of the whole show. Probably that they had the old school Loki in it. That shit was amazing. And then like prior to Loki's show coming out, I had posted a few of the artwork from Asad Ribic about like his Loki and Thor designs, and he was amazing when we met him at the con. And I mean, my only question is, why is this company calling themselves So-So? Like, it should be like So-So Dope or something at this point.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, they're gonna have to change their name soon here. They keep putting out stuff like that, man.
I think they're Korean. I think that might be.
It might be a lost in translation thing, kind of like
kind
of like the Americans with the tattoo that says like idiot or something, but they think it means
This means life. Bravery. Actually, it means chicken soup. What do you?
It might.
Vinny, what's the one character or the one iteration of one character that if a 6-scale company made Hot Toys, So-So, anybody, that you'd be like, that's the one that's going to pull me in, that's the one that's going to make me buy my first one? What character would it be?
Well, I did buy a Luke, but to jump the gun before that comes to me, which probably will be a really long time, probably Moon Knight.
Yeah.
That'll happen. That's going to happen.
Yep. So when that comes out, I'm just like, I'm gonna just have to go around with a blindfold when Leo starts messaging me every day with fucking pictures of it. He'll send me, he'll text me the take your position link and all unboxing.
Just let it happen.
I'll get a picture of him at his mailbox.
You just got to accept it, man. It hurts less if you just accept it. You just let it.
You just gotta let it roll, bro.
Yep.
Let it roll, because this piece will be in the archive. I know Toy. You know what? It's crazy because today it was funny because I knew that both my Quicksilver and Hawkeye. I mean, not Hawkeye. Quicksilver and Nightwing was coming, and I forgot to let Toya know that they was coming, but I went out because I had to actually go. I went to the barbershop first, and I had to actually go to my follow-up appointment. That was a freaking disaster.
For your hand.
Yeah, bro.
I thought you meant you had a follow-up barber appointment. I'm like,
nah,
he goes to somebody completely different for the beard.
That's crazy. Nah, it was a stupid follow-up appointment from my hand, man. And the thing is, like, mind you, when this happened, it happened on the 8th, right? It happened on, November 8th. Why? Okay, so when I called up to do a follow-up appointment, they had me actually call my doctor first. And then, which was the dumbest thing, went to my doctor. He was like, well, why? He said, they could have just did a follow-up. They don't need me because I can't do nothing. I can't see it. So then I called him back. This other lady was like, well, why did they have you? I was like, it was somebody working for you. Why are you asking me that question? You know what I mean? So, yeah, finally got that scheduled for Wednesday to go follow up to see how this thing is going and change the stupid bandage, man. But yeah, that was a disaster. But anyway, I forgot to basically tell Toya that it was coming. Anyway, I get here, there's 2 boxes sitting in the living room right in the middle of the floor. It's like, okay. I don't know if she's getting tired of it, but at the same time, she's like, you know what?
I have a third-party question that if it's going to be a long answer, we could save it for like another time because I know you want to get into Hawkeye. But
yeah,
when Sosa or somebody like that decides that they want to do the old school Loki, do they just do it because they want to do it, or do they know that Hot Toys is not going to do it and they focus on those type of characters?
It's a little of both.
It's a combination, yeah.
It's a combination of both. They do it because they want to do it, but at the same time, they know that because put it this way. When certain figures are introduced, they are banking on the simple fact that Hot Toys or Sideshow or these other companies won't touch it because for them, they can grab it as long as they don't name it because they're unlicensed. So, of course, they can't give it the same name. But at the same time, they're banking on it because they know that people want these one-off characters, these side characters that nobody else is going to touch. And that's lucrative for them because this piece right here, I'm telling you right off the back, this along with the classic suit Goblin is going to sell out. It's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. And that just says so much. But like that Goblin is crazy. But this piece right here, bro, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Third parties will, because the thing is they want to be successful, but they don't want to draw too much attention from the wrong people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they put out, like you never see them putting out like a Mando or like a Luke Skywalker. Then they're not gonna do those. But they will hit the characters that they know. Well, Hot Toys isn't gonna do this one, so they're not really gonna care that much because we're gonna do this one, and it's not taking any sales from them. And more often than not, if they tried to put out the same figure that Hot Toys put out around the same time, people are going to be like, well, I'm going with the licensed. I'm going with the Hot Toys. That one's just, most people will just assume, and rightfully so, that one's going to be better.
Yeah.
Right.
But when it's one that you really want in your collection, but you know that nobody is going to make an official one. Like, I'm surprised that there isn't a third-party Cara Dune yet.
Yeah. So they just take an educated guess on what won't be cornered.
I think it's a combination. I bet you like some of these companies like So Toys, I bet you they've got some friends that work at Hot Toys or something. They've got some kind of way to know like, hey, this one's going to be safe. They're not going to,
Right.
The overlap tends to be more if So Toys makes something, or like any third party makes something that Hot Toys hasn't made, and then Hot Toys notices that, oh, that's selling, that's pretty damn popular. Like what happened with Cable. Toys Era made a Cable from Deadpool 2. Things sold out. Goes for like $500 on the secondary market now. Hot Toys has one coming out like in early 2022. And that was years after the movie came out. They weren't really going to do that, but they saw that it was selling well. And so they saw that opportunity. So that happens from time to time. But yeah, there's very little overlap, and it's usually kind of like backwards, like Hot Toys saying, okay, we recognize that, people were buying that one. Now we're going to make a better one.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
Which is kind of smart. It's a smart move for them.
Smart move on both sides.
Hot Toys doesn't really care that much because they know they're still going to sell more. They also can produce more, whereas these third-party companies just don't have the resources to make as many of a figure as Hot Toys does. But it's not that they're really worried about pissing off Hot Toys. It's more that they want to fly under the radar so that the licensors, the Disneys and the Lucasfilms and the Marvels, that they don't pay attention and start being like, hey, why are you making that character that we don't want other people to make? And then they start going after them for the copyright.
Yeah. And it was, and that's the thing is like for because we've already seen them. They've tried it. You know, they've actually tried it, but I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean, if they were smart, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that you're giving, you know, the rights to companies that you actually have affiliations with based on, you know, your faith and confidence in their product and stuff like that. But at the same time, you should be questioning some of these companies such as Hot Toys. It's like, okay, we give you the IP. You know, we're giving you Marvel. We're giving you Star Wars. We're giving you DC. I mean, you're not giving us really that much product, and there's constant delays because guaranteed that whatever percentage that, you know, Hot Toys is getting, Marvel and everybody's getting I mean, they're getting as well. Disney's getting as well. So it's like, yo, like I would be on them like, yo, what the are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, why are there so many delays, and why aren't you giving us, you know, these figures that we should have? It's like it doesn't make sense.
Some of it's, I'm sure, some of it's intentional.
Yeah, it is, but
I mean, that's a long running, you know, marketing strategy with a lot of companies. Like I know Nintendo, stuff like that. Sometimes they'll hold quantities on purpose to drive up demand and get a buzz going. So.
Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. But I know this piece I will have. I know pretty much everybody out in the chat will have. If not, let me know. Somebody said something extremely interesting, and it was like, yes, they should tackle the Wakanda, the Dora Milaje. I definitely agree with that one. I think
that might attract a little bit too much attention, though.
Yeah, you know what, and you're absolutely right. But you know what, it should put some heat on their asses and let them know because they need something. But
I think that's why So and the rest might not go for that one, as much as we would want them to. I think they think a Richard Grant, like, you know, Loki in the classic suit that they were never going to make, that can fly under the radar. But there's so much demand right now for stuff coming out of that Black Panther IP and coming out of, you know, the Dora Milaje, especially how badass they were and the Falcon and Winter Soldier and all that. I think that's a little too much attention that they don't want just now. Maybe like down the road. But with the hype leading into the second movie, I don't think they want to mess with that right now because I think Marvel might come down on them for that. As much as I would love those figures.
Well, we'll see how it actually goes. Anybody in the chat, let me know who's actually going to jump the gun and get off the fence and get that Richard E. Grant classic Loki suit. I know I'm getting it. Let me know if you do. I know Man of Hot said it's day one for him. So I know
he was
for me,
so good at the role too.
Hell yeah, he killed it.
So awesome.
He killed it. And I hope actually we see him in some iteration again because I loved it. And he was, you know, a lot of fans did like it as well too. So let's go. But I know what y'all are here for. I'm here for the same thing. And that's to talk about these two, Hawkeye, my man Clint Barton and Kate Bishop. You know, Hawkeye is coming Wednesday. I'm excited about it. I know you guys are too. So we just wanted to kind of just chat about, these characters when we come. Of course, we already know that Hawkeye, if you haven't known, when his first issue or when he was basically, entered into the Marvel fray, when we actually saw him, it was in September of 1964. And that was Tales of Suspense, basically him up against Iron Man. We didn't know who he was. He was a villain at that particular time, somewhat of an actual villain. Until that all changed. But man, like Hawkeye has been a pillar. He is one of the founding members of the Avengers. And, pretty much an amazing character. And I'm so happy to see that your boy is finally getting a spinoff, man. Vinny, what do you think about this? I know like the hype is real for this show, man. Like you are hype, just as hype as I am. What you think about this, bro?
Yeah, I mean, since the first Avengers movie where we started seeing everybody getting, their solo films and everything, we all felt like Black Widow and Hawkeye got to get a TV show at some point. This is back when we thought it might be on Netflix or whatever, but a lot of people felt like this is a sequential type of character who has so much history with like previous missions. Like they had a running thing about the Budapest and everything like that. But if you knew him from the comics, you knew that there's so much, more that they could tell. And I always was in agreement with a lot of people that he would be so great for a TV show because there's so much more that they could do with this character. And one of the greatest examples of that, and to show you that Marvel seen it too, or Marvel Studios seen it too, is that they put that home sequence in Age of Ultron where they had him, with his family at home, showing the humanity side of the team, which was, one of my favorite parts of that film because, he's of all these heroes with all these powers, he doesn't have powers like Black Widow, but we get to see the humanity. He like grounds the team in a way, and I was hoping that we would see that expanded upon in future films, and if we weren't going to see that we would see it more on the TV show. And I'm really excited that we're going to get a TV show with him. And there's been like a rocky road over the years with Marvel and the comics getting him to really connect with the fans. Sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't, and they never really tried much with the solo series. It was always in Avengers. And I feel like that changed a little bit when Ultimate Avengers came out, and Ultimates came out, and they kind of gave him a lot more ferocity and made him so much more dangerous, and it kind of like resparked interest in the character. And then it still took a minute, and then years later, Matt Fraction and they started doing their Hawkeye solo run that really just connected on so many different levels, from the writing to the art to the graphic layout of the comic. The story sequencing was told in such an incredibly innovative and original way, and it was not an easy, straight, clear-cut path to get where we are now, like some other characters have had, but it's a character with so much lore, so much history, and they've never done anything really goofy or drastic with him that they have to cover. It's pretty much just Hawkeye is usually just Hawkeye, just tons of skill, a lot of heart, and I feel like that's going to translate very well into a series where we'll get to see him fleshed out. And I'm with it. I'm looking forward to it. I keep forgetting how close it is to it coming out. I feel like he's flown under the radar a little bit, and I feel like that won't be the case so much in a few days here. I think a lot of people are going to be buzzing about how good and surprising of a sleeper hit the show will wind up being, and that's coming from not even having seen the trailer. So
yeah, definitely, man. My boy Joe, what you think about it, bro? Like I said, this is like a long time coming, highly anticipated, so we're finally getting it, bro. So I know you're pretty stoked about it as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting because you have all these people that when Hawkeye was in the movies, they're like, "Oh, he sucks," and then when he's not in it, they're like, "Where's Hawkeye at?"
Yeah,
and you're like, "Can't have it both ways, guys. Like, what's up?" If you follow these comics, though, what I found interesting was not only was the storytelling really interesting and innovative, what Matt Fraction did, but it reminded me, there's one issue in particular where there's no dialogue.
yeah,
It's all sign language.
yeah,
And it reminded me of the silent issue of G.I. Joe where it was just Snake Eyes.
yeah,
And it was just all body language and movement.
Mm-hmm.
And or even maybe Lucky's episode. Well, I think that was issue 11 where it's in the perspective of the dog.
Yeah.
And to be able to creatively tell a story that way, and David to visually convey that in an interesting manner. Those two together have something.
Yeah.
They had a real good synergy.
Yeah.
And there's so much good banter between Kate and and Hawkeye, they just the banter back and forth is super fun.
Yeah.
But it gave Clint kind of a humanity and a connection with that character that I didn't have growing. Like
Yeah.
the West Coast Avengers and stuff like that, and then the Hokie Hospital, and I just didn't connect with him. But in this particular run, like
Yeah.
I had a connection with him, and as he's falling and he's thinking, he's like, "No, I don't have superpowers. I don't have regeneration." Right before he hits the car, and he's like, "Oh man!" And then he wakes up in the hospital,
Yeah.
and you're like, just that little bit, just the thoughts in his head and questioning his abilities and stuff like that was really interesting to me because I could relate to that.
Yeah.
So he made a connection. The writing and the art, the pacing was excellent, and I have to say I've read a lot of comic books, but dude, the car chase scene in issue 3
Yeah.
was probably the best car chase I've seen in a comic book ever.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the way it was done. So I'm super pumped. I want to see how that conveys on the what they're going to take from the actual book, and if we're going to get a lot of hey bro, hey bro,
Right.
that type
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited, and this is definitely high on my list for sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like hell yeah. Boston's own butt naked connoisseur. What what I know, I mean, we again, I mean, I know you've been anticipating this. I mean,
Wait,
damn,
does that mean I'm a connoisseur of
butt
butt
nakedness.
butt neck?
Yeah, you a connoisseur of butt nakedness. Exactly. So,
Okay,
I know
I'll
you're
take
you.
it,
I know you've been anticipating this show so much that you ditched your
dude.
wife on Wednesday and made her take an Uber to work so you can actually sit back and watch the show. So what's up, bro? How's your anticipation and what do you think? Like, you think is we're
Dude,
going to see something with this?
This is so. I think this show is going to be important to like the MCU, to what we're getting moving forward, but in a very different way than the likes of like Loki, right? Where Loki, we're actually introducing that kind of multiverse even before Doctor Strange, the timelines and Kang and all that stuff, big implications, right?
Yeah.
What I think this is going to kind of set up is the 2.0, because back when there was a Marvel TV division and a Marvel Films division, Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb, they did not get along well, and so the Netflix shows kind of like referenced the films, but Kevin Feige and the film side never acknowledged anything going on in TV, either on like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Inhumans show that they made. Well, sorry.
What, they did an Inhuman show? Oh,
No, I think I know that was actually just a bad dream. They didn't actually
okay.
do one.
Oh, okay.
Or the Netflix stuff, which some of that Netflix stuff was great, right? But they never acknowledged that.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is potentially, because now this is, as some people were asking, this is based on largely on Matt Fraction's run back from 2012. And somebody, Brandon, was saying that, he, was intimidated or didn't know there's so many stories, like where do you start? Where do you jump in? And that can be, what kind of gives you that paralysis of like, I don't know where to go. And so you don't jump in. Matt Fraction's run was designed specifically for that. It was designed to capitalize on the popularity of the 2012 Avengers film and take the lesser known character out of that in Hawkeye and put him in a series that was essentially standalone issues. Okay. They all followed the same kind of core theme and storytelling style. but they were individual. It wasn't like this massive arc of like the, you know, where you had to like know what happened 17 episodes or issues ago to know what's going on right now. It was meant to tell these ground level stories. All right. These were stories about him helping his neighbors like fix their cable box because there was an arrow sticking out of it, you know, that he shot, stuff like that. Right. And going up against, you know, the tracksuit mafia. It was like the, you know, these evil landlords and bad guys and stuff. It was fun ground level storytelling, much like what you would see from Daredevil and, you know, the rest of the Defenders and stuff like that. So knowing that we have Echo debuting in this and that she's getting another show, knowing that we're talking about, you know, Matt Murdock possibly, so definitely showing up, you know, soon. You know, they've been talking about the fact that you could potentially even see Kingpin at some point in, you know, this show. Okay. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the potential there exists. Stuff like that. I think this is going to kind of usher in a Marvel 2.0 for the ground level, the street level heroes, and that we're going to see more of these, because I don't think there's going to be there isn't going to be a big super powered bad in this show. There isn't going to be some, you know, there isn't like a Doctor Doom level kind of, there's none of that. This is street level stuff. It's why I think all the trailers, and again, I agree with some people who were saying this has a very diehard film, the Christmassy, like street level kind of stuff. Those kinds of stories. He's not going up against anybody, you know, like, I mean, the equivalent, the highest powered thing I would say you might see in this would be something equivalent to like Crossbones. All right. Where this isn't going to be some big super powered battering. This is the street level stuff. And I think that's what
Suicide Squad shit.
No, exactly. And I think that's what we're going to see here. And so I think it's going to usher in some really cool opportunities for the street level Marvel Knights style storytelling. So I'm really, really excited about that. This is based, like I said, largely on Matt Fraction's run. To anybody who wants to read, I mean, go and check that out. It's just all fun.
Collected. It's all collected.
Really cool storytelling.
Get the omnibus.
You know, there's gonna be a lot to do with Lucky the dog in here, the pizza dog. I mean, there's gonna be some really fun stuff, and I think Matt Fraction's run really, really translates well to screen. I think that's what we're about to see. I'm super psyched for that. I think they're gonna flip some things on its head, and you guys are familiar with the miniseries, so you tell me what you think. I think because you know how like Hawkeye, it was largely like about like him and his neighbors in the building that he was in and stuff like that. Right. Well, obviously he wasn't married with kids and stuff and coming out of Endgame and stuff. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking that maybe they flipped the script and maybe it's Kate who maybe she lives in the building or something and she runs afoul of like the tracksuit mafia, and then it somehow ropes him in. And then, you know, so it's like her neighbors or something. And that way they introduce that element of it, but it's not Hawkeye.
I would agree.
You know?
I would agree with that for sure.
I'm also interested to see how much of the cinematography pays homage to the amazing shots that they use in the comics too. Like there's so many different and unique perspectives.
It looks like that's what they're going for. It looks like they're trying to capture that same feel because, like I said, even with the car chase, you know, you see, you know, that cinematic. And the thing is, it looks like everything is happening or how they're filming it is all in one shot.
If there's any knock with comics, sometimes it's there's a lot of, you know, reused and you know, tropey kind of set pieces with like way everything is framed and boxed, and so many times when you get an artist who's at a high level who's able to use different perspectives and angles, it means so much to the story. I mean, we're so used to, you know, splash pages where you just get like a blank background or you don't get any kind of like odd perspective because comics is time. You got to get them out every single month. So sometimes even if an artist is talented enough to come up with those different unique perspective shots, they don't have the time to really like capitalize on it. But in this book, it's like that was the focus, to make sure that it's not just incredible storytelling, but they're telling story visually too, which is two parts visually.
It
and
seems like what we're gonna get is kind of a combination of the art style from the Fraction run in 2012 and the late 80s, early 90s kind of Die Hard type cinematography that we would get. I think it's gonna be a mix of those two.
It's one of the kind of a long running underlying things about Hawkeye. Like, he's a part of so many, like, incredibly, like, iconic shots. I mean, that Avengers cover with Ant-Man on the tip of the arrow and somebody's going to get it is one of the best covers in all of comic book history. So he's visually appealing character that I can't wait to see, mixed with the way that they did those shots in the comics, how they blend that in. Like, without having seen the trailer, I'm not sure how well the cinematography will pull that off, but I'm excited to hear what you guys are saying, that's definitely a goal that they apparently have.
They actually brought Matt Fraction on as a consultant for the show.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm not that. I don't remember specific instances where they actually brought the creator of either a character or a specific run that they were trying to adapt on as a consultant on the whole thing.
Yeah. Bendis a little bit with Powers and a few other shows, but it's rare. I mean, it's rare.
Yeah, MCU specifically. Like, I can't think of I can't think of any time they have. No. And I think they're doing that because there's a conscientious effort to really capture that run in this show, and that the fact that they brought him on as a consultant for the show. I don't think that was like paying lip service. I don't think that was just for like the fans. Hey, look, we're
just like,
I think it's because they really want to make, because
they're vested in the character,
because they know that Kevin Feige knows that it worked. He's been a fan of Hawkeye since day one too. He's really, and I think he knows how good this show can be with this type of storytelling. And I think that he really wants to do it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
So, which again, I mean, I can't wait. Which basically brings me to, first issue, basically our Kate Bishop, who, basically she was introduced in 2005 of April. So, and a very interesting character, and a very put it this way, like her entry into the MC or Marvel in general, and then her ties to, of course, the Young Avengers, and especially that we know that it was a developmental stage, whereas we had the Avengers Initiative first, where they were trying to really decide, how, where they had these understudies, they had all these characters, and how they would actually make a young team. And mainly how she fits in it, and also almost took damn near a leadership role with the group. You know what I mean? Like, and a very strong character, like really heady. And I liked the simple fact that they gave her that space to kind of lead and really have that strong. And and I think that this is what they're priming probably this character to do for the show itself. Is to be that leading type of role. So I think this is why we're actually seeing her here. And we're going to, come on, man. We're going to get a Young Avengers. We already know that.
Yeah.
This is what they're prepping it for. Yeah. We're going to get the Young Avengers team, and it's already
Do you think
there.
it'll be a movie or a show?
It'll be a show. I don't think it'll be. It'll probably start out as mainly a show, but they might make an appearance in the cinematic universe for like a big event. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think they would probably do that.
I don't think they want the Avengers in the movie title more than the main Avengers.
They want that as like a once every 3 years, 4 years.
Exactly. They don't want to flood it. They want it to be a huge deal when the word Avengers is in a movie marquee. But I definitely see it as a Defenders type strategy where here's this guy, and then get together and be a team in the show. And they definitely laid the groundwork for it. There's no tiptoeing around it. It's clear that they're.
And that's why you bring somebody like Haley Steinfeld in, because you know that she can take that.
Definitely, she looks amazing already. She has the range. She has the chops for it, and I think she's. Let's Brendan, Joe. Let's say this with full confidence.
All the hot toys.
Hot toys. We're going to get one. I already know that basically that's going to come. Like, and I'll
tell you what, I've got like all the end game and stuff. Like I'm like building essentially like the original 6 from the 2012 Avengers movie, but I don't like that the first Thor and the first Black Widow that they made. Those were doo-doo stew. Those were just they weren't good. So I've piecemealed other iterations of them into my like OG 6. And I was gonna pick up either an Age of Ultron or a Civil War Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm gonna because the suit that they
made in that was
one.
Yeah.
The suit that they've chosen on. I'm telling you, when it drops, I'm getting 2.
But
one
wait,
is gonna be for like a display, like with Kate Bishop, and one is gonna go with my OG 6.
G6.
wait though. If they do it, as long as they don't, because if you look at the promo pics, bro, he's wearing shoes. If they do it without the slacks and the shoes, I'm good. Give him some boots. Don't give him basically walk around slides, man.
I think they will.
Give him some boots.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't want to see him moonwalking all over New York, bro. Give him some boots. No penny loafers. Give him some boots, and let's rock out with that.
But
man.
But the hot
Split
toys that
cat
come out of
boots.
that, man. I'm also really curious to see accessory wise with whatever they put out from this show, what type of like effects they might be able to do accessory wise with like trick arrows. If there's I would like, but I will say one thing right now: if they give us a Lucky the dog,
Oh yeah, we're getting lucky.
better be better than that horrible Einstein that they just put out with Marty from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
because that shit is offensive.
Dude, the
That
Captain
shit is
Marvel,
so bad.
The Captain Marvel cat was better than Einstein.
Yes.
Yeah.
That stuff, like, seriously, it's so ugly that my eyes wanted to cry.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
Like, and I have that figure coming this week. Like,
it looks like a 1/6 scale stuffed animal. Like that's what you basically want from a carnival.
You know what it looks like? Legit. You know what it looks like? It looks like the like really bad like wax candle that a sad person who is too close to their dog and like gets them like a cake and that puts that and lights it on top of the cake for their dog's birthday. It looks like it's just made of wax and that it's just gonna melt. Like that's what
it looks
like.
like bad eggs. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
It looks like
So
bad
bad.
eggs.
So bad. And if they do that to Lucky, I'm gonna be pissed. Show Lucky some damn respect. That dog is awesome.
That dog
I like.
hell.
So, how do you feel about? Let me ask, and I start with you, Benny, first on this one. How do you feel about the? Well, Benny, I can't start with you, bro. I have to kick you to the curve on this one. Joe, I'll ask you first. How do you feel about the approach? Which, Benny, I'm not spoiling anything, but I will say,
cool. Go ahead.
I will say that the feel of this film, we're getting, like we said, we're getting Die Hard, we're getting Home Alone. You know what I mean? Like we're getting a mixture of so many different films, all bottled up into one. Even like a buddy cop, Lethal Weapon type of feel as well. That we're getting in this, like, and you can tell like they're taking references from, these films.
Lethal Weapon, by the way, the most underrated Christmas Christmas movie.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
So, Joe, how do you feel about the approach and how they're going with it? Like, how do you think, man?
So, being a big fan of the comics and how quick-witted Kate is, and the banter back and forth, and how they play off each other, and like, there's one scene where Clint takes and he does 3 arrows on the target, and Kate automatically goes, "Well, the greatest." She quotes some great bowman, and he goes, "Well, he could do 4 at a time."
Yeah.
Automatically shooting him down. I just love that play back and forth.
Yeah.
But when I see like the Die Hard feel and the Home Alone and all of those things, I'm from that era.
Yeah.
So I'm all good with it. Like,
honestly,
it hits me in the feels. Like when I heard the music and then you looked at the cinematography and you just had that feeling of throwing you back in the 80s. So I was like, I was cool with it, I'm okay with it for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's I mean, they are pulling out the stops on this one, like, and I think it's going to be brilliant. Once we see it. But no, we talked about it a few times, but you know what I mean. Like, I think, just look, that little snippet they gave us of that car chase was phenomenal. But I think I like the simple fact that, number one, it's not a serious thing. Now I know they're going to have serious references in the film, but it's not a serious. And it's like they are making Clint more like a Bruce Willis in this film, like, you know what I mean, like a Bruce Willis film, and they're giving Haley more like a Home Alone type of feel. You know what I mean? Like, I love like how they're taking in the direction that they're taking this, and on top of that, like literally, Vinny, I will tell you this much, bro. They've done a great job with these trailers because they haven't given us shit. Like, literally, we still don't know. We've probably seen the first few minutes of like this show. We literally don't know what's going on. We just know who's going to be in the show.
Hey, Sony, take notes.
Exactly.
I hate
So take
your
notes.
guts, Sony. I hate
Like,
your guts.
literally, like it's like the route that they're taking with this is beautiful, and then on top of that, Brendan, like you basically, like I said, the cinematography itself so far, what we're seeing, how these things are shot, how do you feel about that, bro?
Man, when I saw that first trailer that they dropped, it's right there. I'm like, oh man, this is Rennie Harlan, this is John McTiernan, this is Richard Donner. Okay, this is Die Hard, Die Hard 2. This is Lethal Weapon. It's the Christmas vibes, everything, man.
Yeah.
I loved watching Die Hard, Die Hard 2, and Lethal Weapon at Christmas as a
Every
kid,
year.
man.
Yeah.
That was like, Joe, that's my generation. I was coming up, and those movies, man. I remember seeing the first Die Hard, and I'm like, Carl Winslow, what? Like, it was so damn cool, man. I loved everything about those movies, and I would watch them all year long. But Christmas, there was something special about chilling in my living room, right, and having the tree lit up, and Christmas decorations, and like presents under the tree and stuff, and watching Die Hard and watching Lethal Weapon, like. And that's what it hit me right in the nostalgia, right where
awesome.
They were going for it, man.
Yeah.
I hope to God that the series follows through on what the trailers did, but the trailers 100% hit what they were supposed to. Like, whoever cut those trailers, that's what you do when you cut trailers, because cutting trailers is an art form. It is very difficult, especially with the fact that oftentimes when they're cutting trailers, they don't, like, the people who are doing it don't actually have access to the entire film. They're only given a handful of scenes and stuff to work with, and then they've got to make it work. And it's a lot harder than people realize, and they nailed it. I cannot wait for this show. I absolutely can't. The marketing for it, I think, has been spot on. Like you said, Vinny, Sony, take note, because I bet you, like, literally the day before No Way Home drops, they're going to put out another trailer that just reveals every character that's going to be in the movie.
The only, I think the only thing Sony hasn't given us is the key grip and part of the credits.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that they haven't showed of the fucking movie. You know how hard it's like. You know how many geek groups I've snoozed this week. There's like my Facebook is literally just like 4 people. It's impossible. It's like, and I still have a month to try to dodge these freaking stills and because when you release these trailers, and it's not as simple as just avoiding the trailers.
Yeah.
Because people screenshot it and then say, "Look at this,"
and then not just the screenshots. Yeah. Everyone is making memes off of the trailers. So it's like, how do you avoid memes? Memes are everywhere. It's impossible. And and I get it. I don't expect to not see anything from a film. I expect to see still shots here and there. But like 5, 6, 7, 8 trailers is ridiculous, man. If you need 8 trailers to go see Spider-Man, you're not going to see fucking Spider-Man.
True.
It used to be back in the day. It used to be back in the day where, like, you'd get 1 or 2 trailers, and then they would maybe cut together like a TV spot right? There would be a 15 or 30-second one that would
Right.
basically be exactly what you've already seen with like a 1.5 second new clip that everybody would dissect that 1 second of it because that was the new thing that you hadn't seen. So everybody would just focus on that, right? But now it's just like constantly like new, like, yeah, they give away too much. And like Lael said with this, man, they have not given away the plot for this. Honestly, I don't think anything that they've shown in this is from anything but the first episode. I think it's only the first episode in there. And they haven't given too much. We literally know none of the plot. We know that, like, you know, we're going to see like Tracksuit Mafia and stuff like that. We know none of the plot, right? You know, we don't know what larger kind of thread they're going to have throughout the show. We don't know which of the micro kind of like, you know, stories from the Fraction run are going to maybe be kind of B plots or things like that in episodes. We literally don't know any of that. All they've done with these trailers is given us a sense of the style without the substance.
Yeah.
And that's
because
what
it's
I
everywhere.
absolutely love.
It's the thing is, it's shots. All you're seeing is shots. You're hearing, you know, the feel of where it is. Pretty much,
you get a sense of relationship.
The tone, exactly, and
Tone,
pretty much the music itself is telling you pretty much where it's going.
So
and process, bro, like they picked the perfect. It's holiday season. It's Christmas time, bro. Like they picked the perfect way to kind of introduce this. It just it's so beautifully. It's done. So Vinny, even if you say you slipped up and watched it, you still wouldn't know what the hell's going on because you already know it's going to be Kate Bishop and you know it's going to be Hawkeye. You know that already, but you're not going to pick up on everything else. Like you wouldn't have to worry about that portion of it. But I tell you what you will pick up on once you do watch the show, and that's this person, my lady, Maya Lopez as Echo. Yo, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to basically see her in this show. You know, and the thing is, like Vinny, like we probably, from what we think we see, we probably saw a quick, not even a half a second shot of her.
Okay.
Like bam, and that was it. And it wasn't even dressed or nothing like that. We just saw a quick shot in and out. You know what I mean? We already know that she's going to be in the actual show, and that's what I'm anticipating. Because I think with all the they're showing us all the lightheartedness of the character banter back and forth between, you know, Kate and Clint. So we're seeing that. But I think the darker tone is going to definitely come with Echo. Like that's when we're going to actually see more of the darker behind the scenes story. We'll probably get like, you know, just hints of her past. They don't want to kind of dive too much into it because they're going to save her for her own show, and that's going to be dope. But
because she's not fun. She's
nah.
That's not the fun part of the show.
No, but
she's
she
not
has
fun.
and she has ties to Hawkeye, Ronan, to Kate Bishop. So and that's why, you know, with the Tracksuit Mafia and like the larger, like, you know, mob stuff in this show and in the Fraction run, that's why, you know, people have been talking about it's possible that with given her being in this, that maybe they'll have a big bad behind the main bad guys from this show. You may not see him, but maybe he'll be hinted at, and that it could be Kingpin to tie in to her for when we then follow her in her show. So there's a lot there that I think they're gonna be a lot of Easter eggs in this show, like crazy. And some of them will be were for fun. Some of them will be to tease some things that we're gonna see down the road that we're not going to see in this show, but this is laying the groundwork for. And I think it's gonna be some of those types of things that are gonna be fleshed out more in her show. And you know, maybe another show, like maybe this leads to like a Kate Bishop, you know, show, because this is supposed to be, they're calling this a limited event, which is the first time they've done that. All the other ones have been like called like a series, even if they didn't plan to do a second season. This one is being called an event.
Yeah. So
I don't think that we're going to get a second season kind of thing out of this one, but we could get this. This could be like the launching pad for all the spin-offs, including ones that we already know about, like Echo, but maybe some additional ones that haven't been announced, like a Kate Bishop.
Yeah, true. I'm just excited that we're getting her in general. You know what I mean? Like it's a long time coming that we would actually have a character that we're vested in. And then to also it speaks volumes, especially Native American, bro.
Americans.
Like
Yep.
that
Yep.
right there is huge. And I'm glad that they actually went ahead and picked a Native American character to
Yep.
play this. It wasn't something where they just, went and just got somebody the first day, or they just changed the complete. No, they went
That
and
was
picked.
important. You got it.
Yeah,
It was
no, you
important
have
that
to.
they actually did that, and they
Yeah,
did
no
it
Johnny
well.
Depp.
Yeah, right. Like it's like they picked the
Oh,
right space to be in, to actually have this character. So I'm extremely, excited. And the thing is, I hope how they weave her in, because here's the thing, like I was, not when we found out about the show and found out about like some of the premise, because we still don't know, to be quite honest.
Right.
But Max Geetham was like, is Hawkeye going to die? No, I don't know. I don't. They're not going to kill him off like that in this show. If anything, it's
especially after him just getting his wife and kids back.
exactly. Nah.
Yeah.
If anything, he'll probably be like that. I'm stepping away from this retiring type of situation for
Yeah.
now. If that's the case. I don't think they're gonna, they're not gonna. I mean, Hawkeye is, one of the centerpieces, so they're not gonna. I mean, I don't think that they're gonna go the route of a death when it comes to that character. I think they're gonna go the route of just mainly fading him out in the background until they need him again, in any type of special event, and I think that's why they're doing it. Even, Jeremy Renner was talking about how, he felt as though, it was for him, he needed to step away from the character. For a second and kind of like, just take a breather from and space away from the character. Not saying that he's hanging up the, the costume and stuff like that for right now, but he just knows that there's room for growth, and for growth you have to make some changes. So,
I think he's going to turn into more of like the mentor.
Yeah.
To like young Avengers,
just how he is
for
in the
example,
book,
and
like
he's
he is in
gonna
the
show
book.
up
Yeah.
in other properties from time to time, but he's not going to be like a main member of like the Avengers moving forward, or he's not going to be like starring in his own show or movie. I think he's going to basically kind of be like the elder statesman, veteran Avenger who kind of mentors Kate and some others.
Yeah, exactly. So
Have
it's
you
not
guys
gonna
seen
be
his new show?
which
On
one?
Paramount Plus, I haven't watched it yet, but it's in my
Dude.
queue. I've heard it's good.
Mayor of Kingstown is fire.
Oh,
He
really?
is awesome in it.
Yeah, it's on the Paramount Plus app. It looks pretty good. I haven't watched it yet, but
He's awesome in it.
Definitely have to check it
I'll
out.
watch that after I finish Arcane.
Yep.
Now we know that with the show, we're getting we're also going to get Yelena, in the show. Now they haven't shown her yet, which is cool, and I'm glad that they basically didn't. But I'm wondering if they're kind of saving her for a plot device, or if there's going to be one of those things where she's going to come. I'm hoping that they don't do it where she comes at the end of the show, but she comes more so in the middle, and things have to be explained, and then they can kind of take it from there. It'd be interesting to see how they actually play it out. You know what I mean?
I wonder
I
if
think
she's
she's
going
gonna
to
be
face off against Echo.
What'd you say?
I wonder if she's going to face off against Echo.
That would be
That'd
cool.
be an interesting fight.
It'd be interesting because Echo is definitely going to whoop both Kate Bishop
Oh,
and
Clint's ass.
Clint's ass. Like
Yeah.
literally, she's going to whoop that ass. Like that's, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Now here's my question.
It's
Here's
gonna
my
take all
question.
three of them.
Exactly. Here's my question to you guys. Now I know we're not going to get. Come on, we're not going. Do you think there's a possibility that we will in some shape or form get mentioned, or even we'll get a pop-up of Daredevil? Not as Daredevil, you know what I mean? But
Yes.
Just Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock. Do you think we'll basically get a mention, or we'll see Matt Murdock in some way, shape, or form?
I don't know if we're going to see him. I think there will at the very least be an Easter egg in there somewhere where, maybe at some point they go through Hell's Kitchen, or we see like some graffitied kind of devil horns or something like that on an alley wall. I don't think we're going to straight up see him. I think it would be more likely that we would see or get some sort of reference to Kingpin before Matt Murdock.
Mike, you're right on.
You're right, bro. She better have some more weapons.
That's well played.
Echo ain't no damn
No,
joke.
Echo. That's the thing. We're gonna see between this show and then Echo, and like what we've got with Shang-Chi. Man, we're gonna see some crazy hand-to-hand combat scenes in the MCU moving forward, and it's really, really good. I'm excited about that stuff, and definitely with Echo, and I think we're gonna see at least a taste of that in this show. But then, I mean, when we actually get an Echo and Daredevil on screen together, like that's going to be epic. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see Daredevil. I think we're going to get the Easter eggs there. But if we see one of them, I think it would be Kingpin more than Daredevil.
Yeah.
I knowing how Marvel fans dissect these damn Disney Plus shows, there'll be like a courthouse in the background and be like Daredevil confirmed. And like, I mean, after all the Mephisto shit and every single show leading up to now, I'm sure it'll be just as dissected, looking for something referencing Daredevil. I think we'll also see Yelena in this like surprise midway point or something. I mean, I'd imagine otherwise. What was the point of Black Widow in general, which seemed to me
making references to it,
it seemed like a completely pointless movie to me, except for setting up people to come watch this. So I'm surprised to see because that we don't already know. I expected that she would have been in the trailer as an integral part of the show, considering that with how they had the after credit scene in Black Widow. So I don't know that I want Daredevil or Kingpin yet, though. I'd rather them save that instead of shoehorning everything into this. There's a lot Hawkeye can do without them.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see a buddy a buddy team up film or TV show before they killed her, obviously, with Hawkeye and Black Widow.
That would
have been a perfect way to do it, because if they didn't want to,
we should have got. We shouldn't have got. I don't think we should have got a Black Widow film. I think
it shouldn't have been after she died, prequel kind of thing. It should have been they should have gotten one like before.
I mean, they spent 10 years. They spent 10 years setting up the premise of a TV show around Budapest or any other missions that they
couldn't fit in a movie together. With them. Come on,
why would they not do that? And then if they were going to do a movie, make it a movie based on that. I mean, I feel like Black Widow was just such a waste, and they could have done something with them both and solved that. We gotta give them a movie show problem too. I mean, I'm glad we're getting this Hawkeye, but I would have.
There's a lot of good storytelling that they missed out on with that.
It was such a wasted opportunity. There's also and now it's too late. I feel like now no one
it's definitely too late now, but there's also a good dynamic between the a triangle of them and Bucky Barnes, actually, stuff that's even ongoing in the current Black Widow run that would have been really cool to see on. You can bring other characters into it. There's a lot that they could have done. At this point, what's done is done. But a Black Widow and Hawkeye movie
would have been awesome
back then, while we were in the midst of the kind of Age of Ultron and all of that. Man, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel doesn't miss a lot, but I feel like that was a miss for sure.
That was
definite miss.
Now we have this actress, as her name is Alaqua Cox, as Echo, and she is Native American.
Awesome.
I think she's definitely going to kill it. Playing this character. I can't wait. So far, some of the back scenes, I'm not going to pull them up because I don't want I know Vinny don't want to see shots, so I'm not going to pull it up. But some of the back shots of pretty much some of the side by sides, sort of give you a hint of where this is going to go. It's going to be amazing. This was
Hot Toys. You better make her,
and you better do her justice too.
Exactly.
Do her right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want And they've been doing a lot. That like their quality on female characters has greatly improved.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Split cut
But there are
beats,
some
finally.
characters. There are also ones that it took like 6 or 7 tries. Like the first 5 or so Black Widows that they made were, they were pretty rough. There's a lot that, like do her right, do her justice. Don't give us another Finn where it's like it looks like a Marvel Legends like kind of head sculpt. Like do this one justice. Oh man, to see her and Daredevil, like, dude, you know how hardcore I am about Daredevil, and to have those two, like, oh, dude, I can't.
But you know what was crazy? Because this book was crazy, and the reason why I brought it up is because I do remember, like, the whole time him thinking like I don't want to hurt her, but she was whooping his ass.
Yes.
Like even when he tried, like she was literally whooping that ass. So it's like. You don't want to hurt her, but bro, like you're not. Literally, you're not.
Don't worry, you're not gonna hurt her.
You're not gonna hurt her. Like literally, like you are not.
I better start trying because this ain't working.
Art, man.
She can mimic all your moves and a few others.
There you go. Exactly, and that's the approach that I want to see.
Is the man.
Yeah, he is. He is definitely. That's mainly what I want to see. In this the fighting style, and if they encapsulate her, everything about her, the essence of this character from the comics in this film, I want to see them pull it off.
I guess that's why they threw Taskmaster away.
I was waiting for. I was like, that's why Lael wants them to nail this so well in that skill set.
Because every one of us here had our hearts broken in that movie. When, I mean,
that was just garbage.
Just. That first 30, like I said, that first 30 minutes was incredible, and then, the rest happened because
they definitely let us down.
That was. I'll
tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. I can live with the Black Widow movie. I enjoyed a lot of it. I can live with the Black Widow movie and what they did with Taskmaster.
I can't.
But I will take personal offense if they fuck up Echo.
Yeah.
Because anything
that's
related to Daredevil, I do not fuck that up.
Maybe
I will not forget.
And I feel like maybe that's why, I don't know, what did they fuck up Taskmaster so that way
I hope it's a
there
Mandarin
wasn't two?
situation. I hope it's a Mandarin situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so too, but at this point, it's like you already fucked it up. It's really, you know what I mean? It's like
big time.
You already you had everyone eating out the palm of your hands in that first opening sequence on the bridge.
Yeah,
it was yours.
They better not have an obviously male stunt double for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not be happy.
That's my thing.
I'm interested to see how they're going to portray her abilities, like on screen.
Yeah. The thing is, and they have to, they literally how they're going to portray her abilities on screen, because like I said, with her, vibrations is really important. Right. Vibrations are really, really, really important. How she feels, vibrations, and even how like that sense that she has when somebody's near her. And I hope they even play on that thing that she does not like to be touched. Like, period.
Yeah.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I will break you if you touch me. You know what I mean? They need to basically play on that, because in the books you hardly ever see, like, even in the books they played on that a lot, where you hardly ever seen anybody near her, because not only is she so stealthy, but even in the heat of battle, like, she barely sustains anything. You know what I mean? So it's like
she was social distancing before it was cool.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So they have to basically do that. Even the run where, we saw like her whole way of mainly communicating and knowing, how or when, someone is arriving from a distance, is like that one, like when she touches the ground, and it always gives her, because the thing is, like you said, the whole run where you didn't hear her speak, it was this all motion where they would actually give you a split cut on the face where you see her eye turn that way, or you see it turn that way, and it basically pan on her hand, like how she's feeling certain things. Right. Like, literally, they have to, I'm not saying that they have to give us that beat for beat, but at least make references to it. You know what I mean? Because in a sense, like, she's, And I think that's why she's such an important character, even, to Daredevil, is because in a sense they have so much in common on how
Yeah.
they feel things. It's just that she whooped his ass.
On
But
a
regardless,
sensory
it's like,
level.
on a sensory level,
Yeah.
like they have so much in common. Like, come on, man, do this. Just do it right.
It's gonna make me. It's also going to make me not only upset about how they dropped the ball with Taskmaster. It's really also going to make me upset at the opportunity that was missed with Cassandra King.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
hopefully third time's, a charm, and a studio gets how to use that type of.
Yeah, I definitely gave up on that. I gave up on that a long time ago. I'm not even thinking about it. I gave that.
But I'm excited. I'm excited. I never like we talked about before. I never thought we'd be getting Echo. That's
Me either.
There's a lot. I figured they'd have had to set up. I figured we would have had to wait until, they got Daredevil, implemented and did a whole bunch of Kingpin and other shit, and then down the line, maybe Echo. So I'm glad we're skipping, and like they're cheating. They're going around the fucking like the loophole. So
there's so many great connections that she has to like the Hand, Elektra, Daredevil, like Kingpin, like all these different.
And it's also like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the Netflix show fans who are so eager to get Daredevil and Punisher and all those.
I'm also
under the umbrella. You know what I mean?
Just getting somebody like Echo also gives me hope that there's another Daredevil related character that I really, really would love to see them tackle on screen, and that's Blind Spot.
Blind Spot would be great too.
Blind Spot.
Yeah. And if they did a Blind Spot character, and because to me, Blind Spot was always, I mean, obviously, hit like the invisibility suit and stuff. It's a little outside of the realm of what they were doing on the Netflix Daredevil show. But to me, I always imagined, oh man, if you do Blind Spot, I'm looking back on the Daredevil series, and like if you did Blind Spot and that arc with Muse, the serial killer, and the eyes and everything, and how that all played out, that tonally would have been perfect for the Netflix series.
Yeah.
And if we're getting more characters like Echo and some more of these street level ones, Blind Spot would be a perfect story to tell with Daredevil, and bring in Muse, who's scary as fuck, and like the whole thing could be really, really cool. So yeah, seeing Echo gives me hope for a character like Blind Spot that we could see that one day.
I hope they don't water Echo down as far as how badass she is, because she takes people out.
I don't think they will, because I think these street level heroes, I think they recognize that you can't. If anything, you gotta really highlight how badass they are, because we're not talking about Asgardians. We're not talking about gamma ray experiments or super
they better
soldiers.
not
like
Danny Rand this shit.
You've got to make these guys badass and show how badass they can really be to really sell these characters and these stories. Because if you just kind of water them down, then nobody's going to want. Like I said, if anything, I feel like they got to amp it up and show how brutal and how violent and how skilled at combat and things like that these characters are. You can't water these down. I don't think they'll make that mistake. I hope they don't.
Yeah, she's like smooth. She's like a smooth car wreck. Like when she hits people, but it's smooth. Like she's.
Bro,
I think it depends on the actresses. You know what I mean? Like we like you mentioned Danny Rand, right? And how
this shot right here.
Right.
But
I'm just doing this to piss Brendan off. Cause
why is that gonna piss me off?
Food on his neck.
She's whipping.
Dude, but see because that's one of the great things about the character of Daredevil to me, is that he will get his ass handed to him from time to time, but he'll take it, and he will figure out a way to win despite getting just beat and just getting bloodied to a pulp. Like he will find a way to that's more like his impressive superpower rather than like the radar sense and his skills and in combat and stuff. It's his ability like Rocky said, how many times you can get knocked down and keep getting up, right? And
Right.
Daredevil
Yeah.
always gets up. No
Always.
matter how
Definitely.
much blood he's lost, but I think that also works as a really good storytelling tool.
It's
to
the
elevate-
humanity. It's the humanity in him, and to show that he's not invincible. He's not, but at the
also
same time,
feeds
he has a
into his
preference.
Catholic guilt and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's almost
Right.
like he's taking it all the punishment in on purpose because he
Mhm.
feels like he needs it or deserves it. But it
Yeah.
also serves as a good storytelling tool to elevate and show how amazing some of these other characters are, like
Yeah.
Elektra, like Echo, like Blind Spot.
Right.
When he's not afraid to like in wrestling terms, to like do the job, to like
Right.
to put somebody else over, and they
Yeah.
use him to do that. But it never diminishes him as a character when they do
Right.
it, because they know that the writers on these Daredevil runs for years have understood the character and known how to do it well, and they really, really do it well.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
Also,
it's-
that's great art style too. I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
Casada, man.
Yeah, it's
Joe
gonna be.
is a bad man.
He's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
That's why, like, his artwork and the stuff that we see in in that style for Daredevil is why I was so torn between wanting to Charlie Cox version back and wanting to see like a full-fledged brand new MCU Daredevil
Right.
like that. Just
What
because I
vision.
love what Netflix did. I love
Yep.
what Charlie Cox brought to that character and the style of it. But then there's that Joe Quesada style that
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, I want to
mean,
see
like-
him swinging through the rooftops on, like, come on.
Not a
growing
scratch
growing
on
up,
her.
man, I
Not
would
a
just like,
scratch on her.
man.
Leo, not a scratch on her.
I love
Not
that
a
suit,
scratch.
man. It's so that's
I'm
Matt
glad. I'm
Fraction
so
classic.
glad that they basically brought this suit in, man. Like
Yep.
it just
Yep.
makes so much sense,
It's awesome.
and
I
I'm
love
glad that they're paying homage to it. Like
Mhm.
literally, it does it so much justice, man. And I think that she's perfect for it. Like and the thing is,
Yeah.
I like if you look at the shirt, look at the
Yep.
logo, look at the
Mhm.
logo.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, they are pulling out. Listen,
Yep.
Mhm.
it's definitely going to be an event. I cannot wait to Wednesday, and it's the day before Thanksgiving. I wish I could take off, but I can't. But damn, like, this is going to be phenomenal, bro.
I have never stayed up until, because we're on the East Coast. I've never stayed up until 3 for
I
it to be.
I was doing
midnight
that with
West Coast.
WandaVision. I was doing that with
I've never
Mando-
done it, but I swear I'm like tempted to do it with this one.
Mandalorian and WandaVision, I was doing that with because everything was getting spoiled. So I was just like, I'm gonna just stay up. Like in the wintertime, that's what I'll do when I'm off. I'll lap. I'll just stay up and then watch it and then go to bed. But like, yeah, I'm excited for it. It's perfect timing too, man. Like, is there gonna be
Yeah.
2 episodes for the first day?
It's
2
gonna be
episodes
three
on Wednesday,
Is
yeah.
it 2 or a 3?
2.
2.
So
Okay,
it's 6
two.
episodes total, but they're dropping the first 2
Two?
on Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I
That's-
know what I'm doing. I'm watching them by myself
Yeah.
Wednesday morning, and then we're gonna. Oh, I don't know. We'll probably do this because it's Thanksgiving the next day, and I'm cooking. So we'll watch it, and then we'll do our stream on Wednesday night, and then I'll probably watch those 2 episodes again at night with my wife.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
definitely.
guys read Ninjak at all?
I did.
A little bit.
When I saw like him flying through the stained glass and just the detail that Joe would put in that,
Yep.
Yeah.
and like I was like, man, I wonder what this guy would do with Daredevil.
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe, like, I was always surprised his like more independent stuff never really took off as much because Ninjak was great. I even liked
Yeah.
Ash. I even liked
Ash was
Ash.
good. Ash was good too.
Ash was
You know what I
incredible.
mean? Like, I mean, it's one of those funny things. It's like he's so well renowned. He was he was like one of the biggest names, and then he just goes to management, and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna run the freaking company instead of just draw.
I loved his detail.
Yeah.
He was him and Todd and
It almost
few
makes you
others.
want him to step back down and be like, "Yo, let me just give you this." Give
Every
you
now
some
and then
more.
he will
Exactly.
do every now and then he
Yeah.
would do like a cover or something,
Mhm.
but like him and Todd and a few others were like who when I first started drawing, like that's who I just like
Mhm.
the way he
Definitely.
did his stuff was just incredible.
Dude, look at this image and tell me that they are not like trying their hardest to capture that Fraction run from 2012.
Yeah.
Like they know exactly what they're going
Look at
for.
Lucky.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Lucky, with like,
Yep.
and look, and then even
Their
throwing in
suit.
like those diehard Christmas elements with the lights there, but
Mhm.
like the bridge, like they know exactly what they're going for.
The negative space, like on the covers.
Yeah,
With the white.
exactly. Like they're all the promo art for this looks like cover art from that run. And I think that I don't know. I feel like this might have the strongest tie-ins as far as trying to nail the tone and the art style and the visual style of a comic run that we've seen to date out of Marvel on TV or film.
Well, that tends to happen with every comic property, right? It always feels like the lesser known a character is to the higher ups, and I don't want to lump Marvel Studios in with this because it always feels like they're playing with their own toys as opposed to a Fox or Sony, but it always feels like the lesser household name a character is, the more loyal to the comics you're going to get, because you don't have the need to do something different than what you've already seen a million times. Like when they go to do a Batman or a Superman, there's always that temptation to, well, they've seen this, so let's tweak it and make it our own. But when it comes to something like the first time they did Flash or whatever, or when they did Deadpool, it's like you don't have the suit saying, oh, we've seen this a million times, let's do it different. It's okay to do it like the comic because the world hasn't seen what it's like in a comic yet.
And they're also like, man, what we did on the comic side was fucking awesome. We want to do that again. We want to be able to.
He also benefits from not having many solo runs, so there isn't an exact picking up a Hawkeye comic from 1970 because he was mostly only in Avengers back then. There wasn't many.
This is the most iconic. For
like
Hawkeye.
I can't remember.
This is it.
I can't remember many other Hawkeye runs. If it was limited. Like this was that Fraction run. I don't know if there was another solo Hawkeye comic on his own before then. So,
I think there were some. I think there were more like mini series. Like
that's
maybe
what I
like
mean.
6
Just
or
mini
10
series.
Not
full runs.
Not a
it's
full.
not a. Sorry, go ahead, Leo.
Because basically, like there wasn't full runs for him.
Right.
He wasn't into it. Like he wasn't into like those full runs.
Yeah, he had some big arcs, like when he was the one who killed Hulk. And stuff like that. But it wasn't in his own comic book.
But you know what was funny is how he would do those big events. Like he would. This is crazy. It's like he would do those things, like for instance, killing off the Hawk, and then dip away and let somebody else finish it off and recreate. Like he would fuck up a character and just be like, "Yo, then I'm out. I'm gonna fuck you up and I'm out."
You never even seen him again. He dipped. He was like,
Dude,
they did like the trial of Hawkeye for a little bit.
There was no
but
backlash.
It was like, he's gone.
There was no ramification. He just was out. He was like, "Yo, he told me to."
most people don't even really talk about his like his role in the whole House of M and what happened with Wanda and stuff like that.
Never.
It's like when you think about like all the talk around House of M and stuff that was coming up around WandaVision, nobody was even talking about Hawkeye and that he actually had a very integral role with her in all that and then his death and resurrection and everything like that. That wasn't even on people's radar. And to be truthful, it wasn't really on mine as much either, and I was aware of it. It was just
Bendis got so much shit for killing off Hawkeye. It was like, yo, no one cared about this fucking guy until I killed him, and then everybody wants to crucify me for it. It was hilarious watching.
Well, it was just like just like the MCU though. Everybody was like making fun of Hawkeye, and then the second Hawkeye's not in Infinity War, everybody's like,
where's Hawkeye?
Where's it at?
Where's Hawkeye?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So
fickle fans, we can all be fickle fans sometimes.
You know what's
but I'm happy. See, the thing is, it's like they gave us. I'm like what they did to him in Endgame, because like I said, I mean, giving him an arc, also demonstrating his abilities, the way they should have in some of the films that we didn't get. He's not, to him, it's not all about just shooting bows and arrows. It's not all about that, bro. He has a totally different skill set as well. And that's what I'm hoping that they kind of show in here. Like, and I think they will. I think that they definitely will tap into that.
I would've
Do you
loved-
think they'll
carried
talk about
Endgame.
the swordsman,
Huh?
like his
Hawkeye-
training from the swordsman?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Hawkeye carried Endgame until the final sequence. That was
Yeah, dude, I would have loved a
Yeah.
Ronin miniseries in
Yeah.
between Infinity War and
Just
an
to
Endgame.
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
to see all the bodies stacked up.
right.
Like to see him going through and just taking motherfuckers out. Just like
Right.
to see him, like I would have
Yeah.
absolutely loved to see something like that.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
we get flashback scenes
Mhm.
in this show that show like what he's kind of trying to cope with now as he tries to go back from being Ronin to being the family man and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
I hope we see some really cool flashback scenes that
Right.
flesh some of that time period out.
Yeah.
I want to see a flashback scene where he's getting his ass whooped by the tracksuit mafia and getting thrown out the window, and the guy goes, "Hey, you Iron Fist?"
Dude, there's
Oh,
just
no.
so much that I'm looking forward to in this show that, man, I don't know where to start. This, honestly, as much as I've liked the shows that we've gotten so far, I might be the most excited about this one.
Damn it, Ryan.
Ryan. It wouldn't
It's gonna
be-
rival The Greatest Showman, Ryan.
It wouldn't
gonna
be.
rival The
It wouldn't be a
Greatest
night if he didn't pop in and say some shit. Like literally, since both Haley and Jeremy.
Dude, he's double he's
Yeah.
double tasking right now because like an hour ago he messaged me. He's like, Call of Duty. I'm like, no, we're streaming tonight, maybe later. But like, so now he's like, you know what? He was probably dying so much that he like paused that and then he jumped in to like write a comment and then he's gonna go back to dying.
Wow, this is incredible.
Vanguard is sick though, dude.
But yeah, honestly, I might be the most excited about as far as the Disney Plus series
Yeah.
goes. I
Yeah.
might be the most excited about this one out of all of them. In large part because I think they have absolutely nailed the marketing and the promo art and the trailers for this. I think
Yeah.
better than they have for any of the other shows
Yeah.
to this
Yeah.
point. And I'm just so excited because this brings me back to being a kid and watching Die Hard
Mhm.
and Lethal Weapon and stuff.
Yeah.
That
Mm.
I think this is like this is the one for me right now.
And I
As
think
soon as I heard the
basically
music-
is I
Yeah.
think it's going to be like with this particular show, a lot of it's going to be like jam packed with like a lot of fast pace, like I want it to be. You know what I mean? Not a lot of dialogue, over choppy dialogue. I think it's not going to be like a slow burn. It's going to come on, man. And if you have like, especially if you have Haley in it, you want to utilize her to the best of her ability because she does bring so much range and element. Like, and there's only so many episodes. Come on, man, hit the ground running. Let's go. I
Yeah.
don't want
Oh, it's
all
gonna
that
be
extra-
banter, action,
Yeah.
action,
I
banter
want that
during
pacing.
action. Like that's what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a breakneck speed the
Yeah.
whole way.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
yeah. So I don't know.
I
It'd
love the
be
pacing
interesting.
of the book.
Cannot wait.
Pacing of
Yeah.
the book was awesome. So,
Hell yeah, the
Yes,
pacing of the book was
absolutely.
definitely
Mhm.
awesome. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping that we get this. But anyway, it's been a great show. We're gonna close out here. I'm excited about it. I know everybody else is excited. Vinny, let me know what you got coming up next, bro.
Just working on a lot of art. Christmas is right around the corner, so if anybody's doing some early Christmas shopping, head up to the site. That's why I made it my tag today. Go ahead, grab some prints. If you message me, tell me that you're from the chat, I'll hook you up and knock off some. Hook you up and take care of you for real. And I'm looking forward to getting more time to draw. I'm working on a few commissions right now, and then I have a laundry list of different pieces I can't wait to work on, some different media and stuff like that. And then we got Hawkeye and we got Thanksgiving, and then this
Yeah.
weekend martial arts marathon because
Yeah,
Shang-Chi's out now, so we're gonna do a
Mhm.
bunch of martial arts flicks, and then headline the night with Shang-Chi. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, busy week, busy.
That's definitely. I can't. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Joe, what you got going on, bro?
Oh, thank goodness. I got a little bit of a break after that meeting today. I got some breathing room. So I'm just going to enjoy the holidays and chill. And and then have to start the work back up again. But yeah, looking forward to holidays for
Definitely,
sure.
man. Definitely. It's gonna be really good. So holidays coming up. I hope everybody definitely enjoys themselves and just be safe and just enjoy that
Turkey
time with
Day,
your
man.
family.
Turkey
Turkey Day, you
connoisseur.
already know.
That's
Turkey,
right,
man.
gobble,
Um,
Expect Brendan's pictures of food.
He's gonna smoke. He's gonna smoke his turkey. He probably got it on there right now. Really, Ben, butt naked assassin, bro. What you got going on, bro?
Well, now thanks to Vinny, man, I might have to do my own martial arts movie marathon because,
Yeah,
dude, we'll get some like Jeff Speakman, The Perfect Weapon, and we'll just get some
yeah.
like old cuts in there. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, I was a I
Rama
love-
have Nightmare
Yeah, I got the power.
picked up couch.
yeah, dude. It's gonna, I think that's gonna have to happen now. I'll have
Yeah.
to mix that in between. I got to finish Arcane on Netflix.
Yeah,
that
that's
art style,
awesome.
guys. I'm telling you, check that out if you haven't watched that. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that now. I'm in the middle of finishing up a novel I'm reading. So once I finish that, then I've got a bunch of comics that just dropped. Some Spidey, some Moon Knight, a bunch of stuff. Iron Man, Daredevil. So I'm going to be jumping into those. And then, yeah, man, my turkey is dry brining right now. So Thursday morning, I'll throw that on the smoker. And it's basically just all day turkey day. And then right after that, either Friday or Saturday, go out and get the Christmas tree. Cut that bad boy down, put that up.
Yes.
And we're full tilt right into the holiday season. My kids can't wait.
Hell yeah. We put
We
the
all
Christmas
can't
tree
wait.
up over the weekend, so we already got that going, so
Yeah.
we good. Again, yes, thanks everybody for basically joining us. If you haven't already, subscribe to the 16 Scale Man YouTube channel as well as Instagram because we got a lot of things coming. On Wednesday, we will actually have a special returning guest. As we, talk about a couple of different things, but we're going to have a returning guest. We're going to have Ray Kinnix. She's going to be in the building. She's coming back
Nice.
through.
She's awesome.
She hit me up. It was like, yo, can I get back on the show? I was like, yes, let's do it this Wednesday. She said, sweet, I'm in. So I'm going to create
Hot
that.
Toys tonight or Tuesday. Drop
Drop
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Please,
That would be perfect
it would be
timing.
perfect timing to drop of Ahsoka and actually have her on the show. So that's one of the things I'm putting up in the thumbnail. So I'll actually have that up. So stay tuned.
We got to get her to come on in cosplay. We got to get her to come on in
Yes.
the full thing, man.
Definitely.
Oh,
So Ray
that's
Kinnix
sweet.
will be on the show on Wednesday, and also Wednesday we will actually give away that sideshow Superman bust that will be given
nice.
away because, like I said, we're going to give it away the day before Thanksgiving, so you still have time. Yo, look at Luminar was like Golden Armor Wonder Woman. Yes, I'm right there with you. Golden Armor, we got to get that soon. It has to happen soon. But
That's crazy.
yes.
That's almost a year since the movie's been out.
Right, bro, it's crazy. We haven't gotten it, but it's
Dude, they're
we've
still
seen
putting
worse.
out Endgame figures.
Exactly,
We're
you're
going
still
on
putting
like
it out.
3 years for that.
Exactly.
Leia, are we doing spoiler-free reactions to Hawkeye on Wednesday night, and then we'll save like spoiler talk for the following week?
Yeah, it's gonna. Well, I don't know. We'll save
There's no
it.
way on Wednesday we can't at least kind of say
We'll
like,
mention it. We'll probably mention some
Spoiler-free.
of it, but just briefly, just because I know people want to talk about it, so we'll probably have like a brief discussion. But yeah, we'll try to squeeze that in. But yeah, basically stay tuned for that. Like I said, we will make the announcement. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Instagram page, also subscribe to the Toy Zone Cantina, because like I said, that's where
Collector
you're going to
Zone.
go in, or I'm sorry, Toy Zone, Collector Zone Cantina. I'm so tired, but anyway, Collector Zone Cantina, basically that's where you can go in, and all you have to do, like a video is already up on the channel, just follow the directions through the video. All you have to do is subscribe, and just share some goodwill, demonstrate some goodwill, and how you demonstrated some goodwill, especially during the season. If to fellow man or any in your community or a family member, just demonstrate, let us know what you've done.
Yeah, like
and
I'm Lael's life coach.
Yeah, right. Anyway, so anytime, like any story, like we will be selecting the best story or what story we actually think is interesting, and then like I said, the giveaway will actually happen. So just stay tuned on Tuesday night. You still have time to do it. And as always, yeah,
Is
like
Marcos
I said,
gonna be on? Is Marcos gonna be like in the
I
chat on
don't
Wednesday?
know. I'll actually hit him up and see if he'll be in the
He
chat
also-
on Wednesday.
In case you guys aren't in the cantina, you should, because you got to do that to be part of the giveaway. He did just post today that that he's going to get a limited allocation of a couple more pre-order slots for the Queen Studio half-scale Endgame cap. So if anybody is interested in that, Marcos hooks you up. You can you get the discount code with being part of the cantina and whatnot. And I've got that on pre-order. I know it's pricey and it's half scale, it's big, but it doesn't come out for like a year, so you got some time on that one. But that is a piece I'm telling you is really cool. He's getting a couple more allocations, so if it's something that you were interested in, definitely hit him up for that.
Pull that. So stay tuned again on Wednesday. And look, if we don't get a chance to talk to any of you guys, you basically have a beautiful Thanksgiving. We will see you back here. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a nice and an amazing week. It's been a blast.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Again, stay watch Tuesday morning. I'm expecting people to be up talking about Hawkeye because I know I will. I can't wait. But let me actually go and address the chat real quick with everybody we had in here. We had Tobar, we had Linda, Max Geekdom, Trimble Dust, we had Mike Fiala in the building, we had Luminara, thank you for coming through. We have Anakin's twin was in the building, Jetta Patrol, thank you for coming through. Chess Verdon came through. Bob Dylan is always in the building. It's a pleasure to have you as always. We have let's see here. My love Toya T came through. Thank you for stopping through. And also, if you haven't already, she's having a major sale that's going to be this week. If you go to Coco Tulip's website, okay, Coco Tulip, which is basically her brand, all week she's going to be having up to 50% off. It's up to 50% off. So basically each day there's going to be a certain percentage that she will be advertising on the channel. So if you haven't already, go to the website. That is Coco Tulip. And get your girl, as an amazing gift, because like I said, there's so many beautiful pieces there, some custom, nice, beautiful pieces. So definitely stop through there.
Also points to Latoya today for using haberdashery and hemoglobin in the same comment on my Facebook today.
Yeah,
that's an impressive goddamn vocabulary right there.
Did you buy those, Brendan?
Shout out!
Hell no!
Shout out Tony Baker.
Legit, I was gagging in the store. I was in Target and I saw those and I was like, what kind of witchcraft is this fucking nuts? It was no, dude.
That was some real shit?
Dude, there was a full-size, legit, real bag. And there was only one. There was only one, which means motherfuckers were buying it.
The fuck is that?
Nope.
What the hell? Come on,
not my
man.
house.
Stop playing. That's
not right.
We got
not right.
Collecting Griggs in the building. We got Derek Sandoval.
For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, it was smart food, like the white cheddar popcorn kind of. It was like smart food, but Captain Crunch berries. I don't know if you can see it on there, but that's just blasphemous. That's just not right.
Stop playing.
I don't know what people are thinking, but that's just wrong.
I don't even want to give it any type of reference. Nope, it's not gonna happen. That's disgusting. But yes, thanks everybody for coming through, man, and being a part of this. Also, 6 Scale Reviews, thank you for coming through. Till next time, and also, like I said, stay tuned. Wednesday night, we will be talking about what's next. And when we mean what's next, we're talking about from, different figures. Like, which figures do we expect to see? Is it going to be, Ahsoka? Are we going to see that the Clone Wars Darth Maul? Are we going to actually see the Golden Armor Wonder Woman this week? There bound to be some type of release between now and Wednesday. We just have to wait and see what it's going to be. Right. And we will talk about it on Wednesday. And again, we're going to have a special guest on the channel. We will definitely actually have Ray Kinnix. She will be in the building. So everything that you didn't ask the last time, she'll be back. So yes, thanks everybody for coming through. Like always, a lot of us are here to just bring you some excitement, and some love and some joy. And I know you're going to get that from your family, and just like I said, share that, man. But again, till next time, it's all love, and we'll be talking comics to you again next. We'll have the spoiler talk next Monday. So it'll be the spoiler talk for Hawkeye. So I can't wait to break that down, especially the first 2 episodes. So again, till next time, peace and love. Always stay classy. Collect them comics. Love being a geek because I know I do, and everybody on the panel does. So
Yes.
Indeed.
Gobble,
Safe and
gobble.
happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Safe
Gobble,
and happy
gobble.
Turkey Day.
let's
Bye.
go. Butt naked assassin.